Now that the dust has settled, now that Cris Cyborg and Holly Holm have fought, there's some questions that I have to ask you guys. There's some things that your boy needs to know. Do you remember when we were kids? And some of us still do it now as adults, but when we were kids, and if it was something we were looking forward to, whether it was our birthday, whether it was Christmas, it was something we were excited about, we were geeked. It was always interesting on the morning after, because you always got a chance to see then if the event actually met your expectations. And that's where we are now, the morning after Cris Cyborg versus Holly Holm. And I can't wait to dive into this video with you today, because I want to know that you received the thrills, the chills, the excitement that you were looking for. Y'all know we got to talk about it. Today's video, were you satisfied with Cris Cyborg versus Holly Holm? Emazing Eric Sports. Let's go, man.
Emazing Eric Sports. Sports and laughs. It's all love. Ow!
What is up, all my fellow MMA heads? It's your boy Eric, and I am back here live with another episode of the Emazing Eric Sports Show. Listen, if you haven't subscribed yet, find one of the many subscribe buttons here on your screen and click it. So in today's video, we're gonna break the fight down, but we're also gonna talk to each fan base and see, now that the fight is over, did you get what you wanted from your fighter? I think we should start with Holly Holm. And the first thing I think we need to do is give Holly Holm some props. Let's make some noise. Come on, give me some hand claps. There it is. Make some noise for Holly Holm. Shout out to Holly Holm. Cause myself, I am a fan of both of these ladies. As a Holly Holm fan, I was looking for desire and effort from Holly Holm. I picked Cris Cyborg to win this fight. I also thought Holly Holm was a live underdog. I just wanted to see the Holly that I feel I hadn't seen of late. I wanted to see her motivated. I wanted to see her in there really trying to beat Cyborg. One of the first things I noticed during the first round, especially as we got to round 2, heading into round 3, is this was a fighter who was really in there with Cris Cyborg trying to win. One thing that I have noticed in multiple Cris Cyborg fights is that the fighters come in and they seem like they want to win at first, and once they feel that power, once Cyborg strikes them a few times, once they get maybe in a clinch, especially when they get punched in the face, they stop trying to win and start hoping to survive. And right off the top, you saw Holly take some hard strikes from Cris Cyborg. I saw Holly bite down on her mouthpiece and continue to try to win the fight. So again, make some noise. Give me some hand claps. Props to you, Holly, for coming in there and actually putting forth an effort and giving Cyborg one of the more competitive fights that I've seen her in. Those punches that Holly took from Cris Cyborg have dropped many ladies. You have seen many ladies take those blows and go down to the mat. Holly was a warrior. She was tough, and she was actually trying to return fire. She was trying to take those punches and give Cyborg punches back. So props to Holly for that. Now let's talk about a few things with Holly that I was maybe not so impressed with. Don't y'all start booing. Look at him already. Hey, you hear the boos? You hear the boos. Y'all stop hating. This is not me attacking Holly. This is just me saying if she would have improved on these things, I think she would have had a better fight. The first thing I noticed in Holly Holm is something I've noticed in previous fights: predictability. She gets to where she starts to do the same thing over and over again. She gets into this pattern where she moves, straight left. She moves, straight left. A little bit too predictable. Cyborg seemed to know exactly what Holly was going to do and was actually sitting there waiting on it and just trying to counter it. And the last thing, it's only going to be 2 because I'm not going to talk about the negative too much. But the last thing Holly did, and I hope Holly listens to this. I hope Coach Winklejohn listens to this. Please, Holly, stop announcing your punches. Stop announcing your strike. Holly starts to yell before she even punches. She just, before she punches, she yells. It actually reminds me of Dragon Ball Z when they get ready to do a Kamehameha. Now, if you know Dragon Ball Z, you get what I'm saying here. If you don't, this part will go over your head. But they announce it. You know how they do on Dragon Ball Z. You can picture Goku right now getting ready to throw the wave. Kamehameha. That's what I felt Holly was doing. She was announcing it before she would attack Cyborg, it's like she would get mad and just scream before she punched. Ah! Holly has to stop telegraphing and announcing her punches. You saw Cyborg. Every time Holly would scream out and make that noise, Cyborg would immediately go into her defensive posture. She was ready for the attack because Holly telegraphed it. Now let's jump over and talk about the champ, Cris Cyborg. Make some noise for Cris Cyborg, y'all. Come on, make some noise. That's it. Make some noise. Shout out to Cris Cyborg. Shout out to the champ. Now, as I said earlier in the video, I came into this fight kind of torn because I am definitely a fan of both ladies here. What I wanted to see from Cyborg is a destructive fighter, but a smart fighter, an intelligent fighter. I wanted Cyborg to show the world that she was more than just brawn. When you talk to a lot of people about Cyborg, when I'm out at the gym talking Cyborg, when I'm chopping it up with you guys in the comment section about Cyborg, a lot of people just talk about Cris Cyborg's power. They don't see the nuances to Cris Cyborg's game. They don't see the foot movement, the head movement, the speed, the overall octagon IQ. So I wanted Cris Cyborg to show that. And as a Cyborg fan, I feel like she did. It was almost to me like Cris Cyborg wanted to beat Holly at her own game. I felt like Cris Cyborg could have taken Holly down a lot of times, especially when Holly was just holding her there. I felt like a trip. She could have got her down to the ground and she could have started to do damage. But Cris did not seem to want this fight to go to the ground. She seemed to want to prove to us that she could beat Holly at her own game, standing up, striking, kicking, outsmarting her. Now, we don't want to leave out her power because trust me, her power was on display in this fight. I think what Cyborg showed in this fight is that she is a top level fighter and there is a lot more to her game than just her power. So this brings me to my favorite part of every video I do. This is my absolute favorite part because I love to hear what you guys think, what the listeners think, how you viewed the fight. Tell me, were you satisfied with the fight? Tell me your thoughts. Were you satisfied with Holly? Were you satisfied with Cris? I absolutely love to hear what you guys think, and you always give me ideas for new videos. So jump in the comment section, and special shout out to all you guys, all the new subscribers. This is a new channel here. All the new subscribers, the commenters, the likers, even if you don't like it, I appreciate you coming through, sharing your thoughts, telling me what you think. Until the next one, it's your boy, Big E, aka Emazing Eric with Emazing Eric Sports. Peace.